Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is here in Washington this week for critical talks both with US leaders and with finance ministers from a number of countries who are all gathered here for the IMF World Bank spring meetings. The track with the US bilaterally looks more promising now by the day, with the announcement coming on the eve of these spring meetings that India and the US have now agreed the terms of reference for a bilateral trade agreement. Without doubt, a long way to go yet, and the US has a long list of demands, but coming this early in the process of negotiations, an agreement is a very clear step forward. US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer has said that India's constructive engagement so far has been welcomed by the US. An expected meeting between Sitharaman and US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is expected to firm up that progress and in fact take it forward. Together with that, a delegation from India's Commerce Ministry is expected in Washington soon to take these talks further into the nuts and bolts level where of course it all counts. Beyond the US, Indian Finance Minister Sitharaman is expected to meet a number of world leaders through these talks, and this could then turn out to be a lot more productive than the more usual multilateral events through the set agenda at the meetings here. Everyone really is looking for new possibilities in trade also away from the US. Sitharaman is accordingly due to meet with finance ministers from Argentina, Bahrain, Germany, France, Luxembourg, Saudi Arabia, the UK. No doubt there will be others. She'll be attending also a meeting of G20 finance ministers and central bank governors. President Trump will not be at these meetings, but his policies on tariffs are going to hover over just about everything happening here. Of some particular interest now coming up will be the IMF economic forecast due on Tuesday, and that is widely expected to paint a somewhat dismal picture of the world economy in view of these tariffs. Of concern to everyone, and this not least to the US, will be considerations over the dollar as a safe haven given its fall after the sell-off in the US Treasury debt. So this will be very different to the last set of biannual meetings held here in October. The tariffs crisis has shifted the focus from the multilateral to the, well, call it multi-bilateral, and that at a meeting called by institutions defined by the multilateral way.